seen anything like that.
Wide right.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles? Yes.
It's the Davey Mac Sports Program, where we talk the sports and other stuff like urine. Fun fact about the Roy Dog: I like to pee in jars and hide them around town like Easter eggs. You know, to uplift people's spirits. Nothing like finding a hot jar of Roy piss to brighten your day. And now, here's your host,
Mr. Eastside, David McDonald.
Well, I thank you for that, Roy Harder. Psychotic as always. What an introduction. And we have a massive Davey Mac Sports Program this evening. I'm with Roy Harder. I'm with Bobby Tamburo. I'm with myself. And then I'm with former Ron Fez producer. We saw him at FezCon this past Thursday. Put them together for Anthony Pizziatolla.
Thank you for having me back, boys. Such an honor.
Pitzy, you are back for two reasons: FezCon and Giants, and that's it. We're going to do some FezCon talk, some NFL playoff talk, and then we're getting the hell out of here because I came down with a massive cold, and I'm still battling it. I'm very weak. But see, when that red light turns on, Daddy, the Dave man's going to bring in 115 miles per hour strong. I can't contain myself. I can't prevent myself from giving you everything I got. I can't do it.
Thank you for braving the storm, Dave. It's good to have you back.
On Saturday, thank you. You're welcome. On Saturday, my hair started to hurt. And that's always the number one sign that I'm getting sick with a cold, is when my hair begins to hurt. And I've explained this to Roy, who doesn't believe that it's possible.
Well, hair is typically dead skin cells, so there's no nerve endings in actual hair.
Then I'm a superhero because my hair hurts 24 to 48 hours before I'm actually sick. So it like warns me. So when my hair begins to hurt, I get the Dayquil, the NyQuil, all the medicines. I get all stocked up. And then when I'm sick, I fucking just medicate myself to the tits. Wow. I had Dayquil, a nice combination on Saturday of Dayquil, NyQuil, and Jack Daniels, which I believe in.
Huh. I guess I believe you.
To kill a cold. To kill a cold.
My
I think that's what killed Pierce Farling.
For a cold, I believe in Jack Daniels to get rid of the germs. A flu, you don't want to go down that road. But a cold, you use the Jack Daniels in a medicine capacity. I'm telling you, you usually win. So
I heard you're supposed to gargle with it, right?
No, I drank like half a bottle while I watched the Giants get fucking destroyed by the Eagles on fucking Saturday. So I guess we'll start right there, Pitzy. We'll do a little Fez talk. We're even going to play a couple of Fez videos with you, my friend.
That's amazing.
Ron and Fez videos. But first of all, let's talk about FezCon. What a spectacular event. I was saying before, that was one of the best events I've ever been to. Period. I didn't have more fun than any other event. That was a ton of fun. It was wonderful to see Ron and Gail and Chris Pepper Stanley, even Earl Douglas, all of the others, a lot of old friends and new friends. And then, of course, checking out that Fez exhibit. Did get choked up, believe it or not, seeing that Notre Dame sign. Pitzy, remember in the Ron Fez
office? In our office.
We had that sign above the door.
Yeah, I remember, like it was yesterday.
You remember. And we moved that sign, too, to the glass office when the SiriusXM merger happened. And so I don't know why, but when I saw that sign, I actually touched the sign. And I actually felt like I got a little Fez energy. And so I started to choke up. Yeah.
Wow. Did your hair start to hurt?
No, but I did blame it on possible cold. So maybe that was just good old fashioned karma, because everyone was like, Davey Mac, why do y'all, what's going on? I would go, and I said, it's just a cold, Daddy.
Just a cold. Bad, huh?
But it was so much fun seeing so many different people, and I thought it was an amazing event. Pitzy, did you have a good time there at FezCon? I saw me, Pitzy, and Bronx Johnny were rolling a lot through that event.
It was just like the old days, man. I haven't seen some of those people in 15 years, and some of us picked up right after where we left. It was just amazing. It was amazing that everyone was there to honor such an amazing person. And then I was a little nostalgic, it was so long ago, but it made me kind of realize how lucky I was to be a part of that and to be a part of that community. And it was so great just to see everybody again. The exhibit was totally amazing. I went through it like 4 times. I just couldn't get over how great it was. So it was so amazing. I loved every minute of it.
Trying to think if I went twice or 3 times. I know I got Pepper mad at me at one point because I sat down to give him some to speak to him. He had a microphone and he was doing some interviews and said, if you have any thoughts about Fez, give it to me. And I was pretty well behaved, I think, for most of the night. But by the time I finally got to Pepper, it was like the end. And I think I started to ramble. First of all, I inadvertently cut people in line. Dave, man, don't do that. I don't think I'm someone better than others. I thought these people were online to see the exhibit, and I had seen the exhibit a few times. So I walked past the people and sat right down. And then he's mad. He goes, "You just cut a whole bunch of fucking people." And then so I go, "I didn't know." But he gets too mad too quickly. He never does the old Davey Mac, do you see all these people there? Did you didn't happen to notice them? You just walked in front of them. You're gonna have to go in line. Yeah,
classic Pepper.
But he says classic Pepper. It's like you just got a whole bunch of fucking people in line. You gotta wait your turn. You gotta wait your turn. Shit, I'm acting like I'm Mr. Celebrity over here. I am up there online for the fucking exhibit, you piece of shit.
I waited on that line for like 40 minutes just to say hi to Pepper. And eventually I was about 4 or 5 people out and I just said, fuck this. I gave up. I walked out. I waved to him. He didn't even see me. Actually, I didn't see him the whole night.
And you were just 4 people away from him and you walked away.
Yeah. And then I just see a lot of people coming saying hello. And then I said, what the hell with this? Hell with Pepper. There's too many other people here to say hi to.
I didn't get around to Pepper, but I did spend a lot of time with Dave. And right when we got there, we got a table and I said, all right, I'll get around to drinks. And Dave ordered 2 Guinnesses and 2 Jack and Cokes right away on my tab. So I went to close it out and I was like, I thought I was getting drinks for like 2 or 3 people. It was like $85. So thank you, Dave. Just like the old days. Running it up the bill right away. I appreciate that.
I hadn't seen you in such a long time.
No, we just needed a plate of nachos. It would have been like our old times, right? But no, it was so great. I had a great time. I did get cornered by Bobo a little bit there.
What happened there? Mets fan. So you guys are one of the rare breeds. You are 2 of the only people I know on the planet Earth who are Mets and Giants fans, which should be illegal. You're supposed to be a Mets and Jets fan and a Giants and Yankees fan because the Mets and Jets both shared Shea Stadium. Yankees and Giants both shared Yankee Stadium. And it's a similar fan basis for both. But you guys are the weird crossovers of you're both Mets fans and Giants fans. So maybe that's why there was a little Bobo obsession with Pitzy.
Oh, as soon as I put my card down to pay for that bill, I have a Mets credit card. He hopped on that shit right away, man. That was the talking point to get right in, tell me about where he lives, how long does it take him to get to Citi Field. Then he told me his whole life about how he lives in Maspeth, Queens, and he grew up in Woodside. Bro, I got the whole story in the 15 minutes you guys weren't at the table, too.
Did he think it was PizziCon? And that he was supposed to be giving a fucking testimonial of Anthony Pizziatolla of all people.
Rob was there too. Rob got an earful. And then after that, he asked me if I like out of nowhere Impractical Jokers. And I got the whole history of Joe Gatto and Impractical Jokers and about how they started on Staten Island. Well, it was very, not only did we honor Fez, but we also learned a lot about the Impractical Jokers that night. So it was a very informative evening for me, to say the least.
Time out. So he basically read you the Impractical Jokers Wikipedia page. He just gave you the origin story of the Impractical Jokers.
Bro, they were popping out of his head. No phone, no nothing. He had it down the whole timeline.
Why? For what reason did you bring up Impractical Jokers?
Bobo is obsessed with Impractical Jokers. I went out to Donovan's with him one night in Queens, and I told him that I mixed the pilot to Impractical Jokers, and he was off. That was it. That's all I needed to tell him, and forget it.
Dick hard, Roy.
Robert, did you see any Bobo?
Well, I think you may misperceive the situation, Dave. And you're sitting there thinking like Bobo was fascinated with Pitts and wanted to ask him all these questions.
Yeah.
Bobo just thought Pitts was a fan of Bobo's. So he was like, oh, let me talk to him about all my favorite stuff.
Yeah, it was really Pitzy at BoboCon.
Yes.
And
now
he
listen,
was just going to be like, hey, listen, you came here to see me, motherfucker.
I'm not one to judge what people like. I went to BravoCon this year, so I can't speak on what people's obsessions are.
Tell me this is a joke. Not Bravo, the channel where it's like Real Housewives and shit.
Oh, yes. Bravo, the channel, Real Housewives. 3 days at the Javits Center. It was literally, I was in heaven.
Oh, my fucking God. This is a joke. You went to a Real Housewives fucking convention?
100%.
And you have the audacity to bring this up while we're talking FezCon.
No, it has nothing to do with FezCon. It has to do with the fact that Bobo likes Impractical Jokers. I like my thing. So, you know what?
You should be ashamed. Well, listen, Bobo, listen, pal, you might not judge people on what they like. I do. You're a fucking piece of shit for that goddamn BravoCon comment. All right? Real Housewives. What are you doing with the Real Housewives? What do you go and comment on their purse, their $900 Gucci purse?
I'm involved in a few Facebook groups.
You follow them on Facebook? I thought you were a Big Brother guy.
I am, but that's only in the summer. I need something else to do with my time for the other 9 months of the year.
Those shows are the truly shittiest things on TV. Oh. That I honestly believe that is the bottom of the barrel right there, is all those Real Housewives shows with people I can't relate to, yelling about things I can't relate to, talking to other people I can't understand or relate to, in houses and homes and communities and doing activities that I can't possibly relate to. And I fucking hate each and every one of them.
Well, maybe if I brought this up to Bobo, he would have left me alone.
But there's Pitzy getting fucking Teresa Guidice's signature before she gets deported back to Italy for running some sort of fucking scam. Right?
I'm on the inside now, Dave.
Now listen.
I had to walk past BravoCon every day on my way to work, and myself and another producer would joke and be like, who's going to BravoCon? Like, I can't. Turns out it's Pitts.
It's Pitzy. Anthony Pizziatolla loves BravoCon. That's his thing.
I've been going to a lot of cons lately. BravoCon.
What else? Tampon Con? You like Tampon Con too, you fucking pussy?
I missed that one this year.
Jesus Christ, man. Was anything else happen? Well, I mean, for me at FezCon, it was, listen, I just had an absolute blast.
Yeah, you sure did, David.
Controversy free for me. What do you mean? I mean, outside of the Pepper incident, I got to see Earl. I took a picture with Earl. I was so disappointed. On my way home from the convention, I looked at my phone and I only had one picture. It was with Earl. 2 outtakes. And I'm like, what the fuck? But then Bronx Johnny, thankfully, sent me a bunch of pictures that he or you took, which was great, Pitzy. Roy, what were you going to say?
I said it was a very memorable event, but I had a much greater memory after the event when you and I went to, Margaritaville.
Oh, yeah.
With a bunch of...
everyone.
Everyone, yeah. Everyone just went over there, started drinking. And a gentleman, we were all kind of standing in a circle.
Yeah.
And a gentleman came over and he gave you a shot of something. I forgot the man's name. He was a very nice guy. Gave you a shot and you did not want to do it.
Yeah.
But you did
I
the
kept
shot
saying
anyway.
I've taken about... People were buying me shots, and I really wasn't looking to drink shots, but it's hard to turn it down. But it's like I wasn't really, trying to get shots. I was just gonna, like respectfully drink Guinness and just enjoy myself. But okay, if someone's buying me a shot, they're from fucking Montana or Canada or some shit. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna turn down the shot. But those shots built up, and by the time we got to Margaritaville, it was my stomach was a little bit shot heavy.
Yeah, so you did the shot and you looked at me and you said, you know what? I'm not feeling so good. You went back to the semicircle and then without missing a blink, you turned around, you projectile vomited onto the floor in the bar. You turned around and you said you just kept on talking like nothing happened. and then I just
like a sneeze. Yeah, like a sneeze.
So people are having dinner behind us, and you literally vomited in between the tables.
I did. No, that place was free. I don't want to get in trouble for Hard Rock Johnny. Or I guess his name is Margaritaville Johnny because he works there now. He's going to fucking ban my ass from Margaritaville the way it was banned from Hard Rock. So let's just say this section there wasn't as many people as Roy. I didn't see anyone there. And here is the bottom line. I tried. This wasn't me acting like a jack-off. I literally told the guy 35 times, I can't do any more shots. People have bought me so many shots. He just basically opened my fucking mouth for me and poured the shot in. And I'm like, I really don't want the shot. And you're right. I threw up. I feel like I handled it in a good way. I just went like this. And then kept going back. Like, you know what? I think the Giants have a good, if the Giants can get their running game going, and Saquon Barkley can play well, I think they're going to have
That's exactly what you were like, David.
Yeah.
And, I wish I took one photo. I wanted to show you the guy. They sent over one of these busboys to clean up your shit while you were standing there talking. And the look on his face, because he knew exactly what you did. It was kind of obvious to all the people around there. He had a scowl on his face that I wish I could have captured.
What am I supposed to do? I didn't do it on purpose, for Christ's sakes. I keep saying that. And I tried to avoid that situation. No, there's no blood on Davey Mac's hands for that one. No. I fucking told people I don't do the shots. I don't want the shots. I don't need the shots. You can buy me a beer, but I don't need the shots. Jesus Christ, it's not 2008 anymore. I don't do shots. I don't do shots.
Could I add 2 points of note real quick for you, Dave?
Please.
Roy, he definitely met that busboy because later he was sitting down next to where he puked, chatting with the busboy. Like, I can't imagine somebody just puking and leaving it. Like he was trying to play off as innocent, and you could just see the busboy giving him a look like, no. And then
Wait, who said that?
You were sitting talking to the guy who was cleaning up your puke, pretending to be
then I did have a harder night than I
can't imagine some people.
Then I realized, because this conversation I don't remember at all.
Oh, you just were catching your wind for a second. You're like, I just don't know who would do this. And you were like referencing the puke, which was great. And then that kid was
throwing the scent off.
He's 19 and he's a fan of Bennington. And his mom walked in one day and was like, is that Ron Bennington? And she was like, yeah. I knew him from Ron and Ron way back in the day. So she was like an original fan. And then her son found Ron independently of her. But when they met Ron, somebody told him that story, and he was kind of like thinking of talking to somebody else until he heard that part that she was a big fan of Ron and Ron. And then he stopped and just gave a look like, oh, yeah, I know something about you. Like, if you were a young woman, a fan of Ron and Ron, you were into some stuff back in the day. It was so cool to just see generations coming together.
That was so much fun. No, it was fun. I had a blast. It was fun. And it was like there were no drama, no controversy, as there should not have been. It was all about Fez. And it was nice to, it was cool that Ron kind of said that at the beginning of the night, because you never know. People get a little bit nuts. There's the booze. There's this or that. And at least that vomiting incident did not happen at FezCon, for the record. Now, I apologize to Hard Rock Johnny, but do not don't get angry at me. I kept saying over and over again, I'm going to puke. I actually was telling people I'm going to puke. I'm like, if you give me the shot, I will be throwing up because I know my stomach. I know how it's feeling right now.
Yeah, you definitely did say that. You did say that. I could vouch for that.
Yeah. But you also don't want to, you feel bad turning people down. And that's like, I bought him a shot. All right, fine, fuck it. So it's like one of those weird scenarios. But I had
tried to get you a chaser. He was just about a minute too late. And I can only think it had something to do with ordering just a Coke at the bar. And it took him that extra minute.
These fucking people, like they won't let me have a goddamn Coca-Cola or a Pepsi as a chaser.
No, they gave you. I think I gave you a Jägermeister as a chaser.
No, I know. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, guys. If you give me a Coca-Cola, I could probably legitimately drink 50 shots. But I need a glass of Coke. Yeah, I know. That might mean I'm a fucking like Irish piece of shit who needs a fucking Coca-Cola as a chaser. I'm not talking I need the Coca-Cola as a chaser, Pitzy, for shots 1 through 5. But shots 8 and above, get the Dave Man the Coca-Cola chaser, and you'll never have an incident.
Now, I do remember you did Power Hour, and you did sip on Coca-Cola throughout those shows while you were drinking.
That's
so
right.
You have a precedent for this.
Yes, I love Coca-Cola and Pepsi as just my overall chaser. I drink Coca-Cola and Pepsi as a chaser for water. Sometimes I have a cup of water and I do a little chaser with the Coke, Roy.
Healthy.
You've earned it.
It's just, thank you, Robert. It's just something I like to do. I like cola chasers. Okay, leave me alone. Yeah. But the funny thing, so Chris Pepper Stanley being angry at me was kind of funny though to me. But then there's a picture where Johnny and Chris from Brooklyn and myself are by Pepper, and obviously Johnny and I are debating, in some sort of fashion, because I'm pointing threateningly at him. And he's kind of pointing threateningly at me. He's kind of doing the, hey, well, hold on, ball. Hold on, ball. Like he had his hand up, like, hold on, ball. And I'm pointing a paper at him. I don't know what the fucking thing was. So I don't even know what that conversation is about. Was anyone there? Did anyone see that one? No, no one saw that one.
Missed that one.
I missed that one myself, but I can't wait. We'll see if Pepper fucking edits that shit together. I actually don't want him to use any of my audio now that I think about it. Now that the whiskey story is out there and the Margaritaville and the fucking screaming and the Pitzy with the Bobo. If Pepper doesn't want to include my audio in any of these Fez testimonials, that's more. I will not take it as a slight. Look at that. Me, Johnny, and Pitzy right there. Pitzy
Classic.
on left, Johnny in the middle, Davey Mac on the right. Hey, actually, Robert, you know what? This is pretty useful. If you just go to my either Twitter or Facebook, you'll see all those pictures. Maybe you can find the one with me and Johnny.
I thought that's what was the one. Give me one second.
Chris Pepper Stanley's in it, and he's sitting there at the table, and I'm pointing a piece of paper at Johnny. But I just want you guys to see Johnny's reaction because he's like, "Come on, ball, knock ball," and but Johnny's a lot of fun too. He's a fucking little weird individual. I
love hanging out with him.
I say that in the best way possible. He gets very like he wants to look out for you, but almost in a way that's so much. He's like, "Oh man, Bob, look at this. It's Mikey D. You and Mikey D get together and do you and Mikey D do a little picture together." And I'm like, okay, And he's like, "No, oh, there it is. There's me pointing at Johnny. You see Johnny in the background, and Johnny's putting his finger up like, come on, Bo.
Now, hang on 1 second, Dave.
Hold on, baby. Hold on, Dave. Hold on, Mr. Dave. Now, you can't use that word in here. Something to that effect. But he's a lot of fun. Johnny's been on our show on the DMSP these days, and we got to get Johnny back on very soon as well. And have some.
He's having another kid. I didn't realize that. I told him he's got to get his dick snipped. Stop having kids.
He texted me 9,000 times about where are you? And I said, I'm on the bus, and my bus says it'll arrive in New York City at 5:15. Okay. And he would continuously text me every 50 minutes. Where are you? I'd say it's 4:42. That means I got another 33 minutes. Okay. Where are you? 4:51. I go, the bus gets there at 5:15, Johnny. Nothing's going to fucking change. 5:02. Where are you? I go, it's the fucking leave me alone. But I love Johnny. We went over to Margaritaville, and then he starts with alternate reality, where he goes, Dave, are you ready to go tonight? I go, what do you mean ready to go? He said, Earl says we have to perform, me and you. I go, what the fuck are you talking about? We're going to, what? He goes, yeah, me and you are supposed to do a sketch. I go, this isn't the case. I don't believe him.
When did Johnny turn into Dusty Rhodes, by the
way? he's always sounded like Dusty Rhodes to me. But anyway, this is how Johnny sounds. Johnny's always like, what's up, David Mac? Now listen, baby. Listen, daddy. Okay, we're going to get you a nice seat at Margaritaville, right in the front row. He kept saying that Earl said to him that we were supposed to perform. And I go, I just don't think this is true, Johnny. I never worried about it because I thought it was Johnny, going crazy. And it turned out I was right. We were never supposed to perform, and I don't know why he kept saying that. But over and over again, he's like, David Mac, we're going to have to get on stage and do something soon. And I go, I just don't think that that's the case. No one said that to me.
No, my biggest fear was that Earl didn't put me on the guest list, but luckily that didn't happen. So he was at the door manning the whole thing. No issues with everybody getting in. So
I got a beautiful picture with him as well. I was very excited for that. Earl Dougie, one of the greatest human beings of all time. He has unblocked me on Twitter. I mean, look how FezCon brought everyone together.
Look at that.
He blocked me on Twitter for the most innocuous, troll job of all time, which was, there's that beautiful photo of me and Earl looking at his phone. Thank you very much, Earl. But here's the thing. The tweet, Earl wrote one time, Pitzy, like 3 or 4 years ago, that the pharmacy downtown, the Dwayne Reed downtown on West 12th Street, their apple juice is off the chain. And I don't know why that made me laugh so much.
Are they squeezing it?
I know. I go, what kind of fucking dork goes on Twitter to fucking comment about pharmacy apple juice? A. B. No one has used the fucking phrase off the chain since 1995 when Dan Cortez did it with MTV Extreme Sports.
Dave, this Welch's is groovy.
That's my thing. It was just so stupid of a comment. So I made fun of him for that. And I basically said in my tweet what I just said to you guys. And for that, he had blocked me all this time. But the blocking has gone away. How about that?
Well, you did say
what I want to say is this. What I want to say is this, and I'm being dead serious. I hope they do FezCon every year. I don't know if it's going to be a thing every year, but I hope it is every year. That would be awesome. Or if you want to expand it to Ron FezCon, since this was about celebrating Fez's life, which was fantastic to do. It's an important thing to do. I know that when my dad died at the height of the lockdown in April of 2020, when we weren't allowed to visit him in the hospital, and then when we weren't allowed to have a mass or a funeral or any kind of gathering at all, it was horrible. It was awful. You need that closure. And I was very, very angry until we got that done, until we got that celebration done. And the funny thing was, basically we had DadCon. Since a year and a half went by, we actually met at a bar and, with a big spread and get, all kinds of stuff and photos. It was actually pretty similar. FezCon was way bigger. I'm not saying. But I mean, like, we had our own miniature version of my dad with the photos and this and that in the bar. And actually, I think more people got out of control and sloppy at DadCon than FezCon. Yeah, I think the McDonald's actually caused more problem, more vomiting, more spills, and more overall public damage to the bar at DadCon than the Ron and Fez fans did at FezCon. So that's another compliment to FezCon and to the Ron and Fez fans. But we had the same thing for my dad because you need that closure. And this was a wonderful event to get that closure for Fez, just that one big salute. So I don't know if this is going to be an annual thing, but I would hope it would be. And if not, how about Ron FezCon becomes an annual thing?
I think that's a great idea. That's exactly what I said to Kathleen from the Bronx when I saw her. It was
annual.
It's so amazing to see all these people that were a part of your life for so long.
Absolutely. I want this thing to be a once a year thing.
It's a great idea.
It doesn't even have to be any bigger than what, the Hard Rock presentation was amazing. I'm saying they don't have to put that much work into it. Just let's meet up at the Hard Rock and figure it out from there.
It was great.
It was great.
I tweeted
Roy, did you have
this.
A good time? Wait, Robert, what?
I was going to say I tweeted this, but the coolest thing for me, I think, was towards the end, there were times where Fez would say on air that he felt like he didn't have any friends other than Ron in the world. And then you see a decade after he retired from radio and 3 years after he passed away, he still was able to fill the Hard Rock with people whose lives he touched just by how entertaining he was. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's the strongest message about mental health I've ever heard. Look at this guy who gave it all. People do care, even if it feels like no one else does.
Deep, Robert. I like it.
And just a point, even when Fez was going through all his issues, he always would check in with me on my issues that I had, my family stuff that was going on.
Yeah, because you're crazy.
Yeah. But like, that's like what I remember is like, he was going through so much, but he still found time to make sure I was doing okay. So like,
absolutely. I mean,
that was him in a nutshell.
And I brought this up, and some people may or may not know about it. I brought it up on the East Side Dave show when we had the special Fez episode, which is available on YouTube at East Side Dave TV. But that was that when my father did die in April of 2020, Fez was one of the first people to text me. And it was a nice thing because then it sort of rekindled like at least it had like, we had like a fun little text, relationship. He had some health issues of his own, but we discussed, superficial stuff, football, wrestling, nothing too deep, but it was great. It was great to talk about it. I asked him who his favorite AEW guy is. If he was watching, he said yes. And Darby Allin was his favorite guy. I was excited because I am a big Darby Allin fan myself. So I thought that was awesome. And just all these little things that little stories are, hey, do you remember this? Do you remember that? Do you remember taking me to Pitzy? This might have been was this with you or with Chris Pepper Stanley? But one time Fez took me to Martini's because I was there. Broken up. It was you. It was you.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, that was hysterical. Ron said to Fez, take Dave out for Martini. Why Martinis?
Ooh.
That's an excellent question that I don't remember, but I know
it was Dave broke up with someone, his girl at the time. Fez, take him out to a bar and get him drunk or something so he could forget about it. And Fez like, absolutely. But we went to a martini bar where the only thing to drink was martinis.
The only thing was martinis.
It was odd. But I had a great time.
3 martinis. Only takes 3, David, and then you're.
Oh, I was Roy Hottens.
I'm sure you were.
I was, baby. So, all right. So a great night at FezCon. And my final statement will be, I hope they do it again next year. I really do. As for you, Pitzy, New York Football Giants lost on Saturday to the Eagles, 38-7. You and I are Giants fans. I was not expecting the G-Men to win, or I'll phrase it like this. I was very confident that the Giants were indeed going to beat the Vikings, but I was less confident that the Giants would beat the Eagles since they haven't beat them this year. In fact, recent years, the Eagles sort of own the Giants. Takeaways from the game, Pitzy.
Takeaways was that they didn't show up. That would look like a completely different team than that played the Vikings. Yeah. After that first touchdown, I'm like, shit, we are in trouble, right? Yeah. Then they go down 14-0. Then they go for it on 4th and 5, I believe it was, or something like that. That made
4th and 8.
4th and 8, and that made no sense. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I knew that game was over after that. That was it.
Yeah, 4th and 8. 4th and 8 looked like a panic move. Like, I don't know why you're going for 4th and 8, and it was on, the Giants' 45-yard line.
Yeah, and again, you punt the ball away, play the field position game, don't end the game right there in the first quarter. And basically, Dable ended the game right there in the first quarter with that call.
And I love Brian Dable, and he's done a magnificent job, and I'm very excited going forward. I'm starting to not stand Nick Sirianni. The Eagles coach is starting to get a little full of himself, and this motherfucker should understand the history of Philadelphia sports. Coaches don't last, brother. Coaches don't last. So you're full of yourself right now. The motherfucker who's coaching the Jacksonville Jaguars won the Super Bowl 5 years ago, and they fired his ass after a couple of years. It's like
they will turn on him at the first chance they get.
Like that. The entire city will turn on him. The organization will turn on him. Yuck it up right now, Nick Sirianni, because if you think you're going to be the coach in the Eagles for 20 years, you're sadly mistaken, my friend. 2 back-to-back losing seasons in, you'll be out of there no matter how many Super Bowls you win.
Now, I think the bigger problem with the Giants is, like, who's coming back? Do you think Barkley and Jones are coming back?
Yes, they're both coming back. Are we still in love with Daniel Jones after that game? After the Vikings game, it was, holy shit, we have found our quarterback for the next 10 years. And that game was not good. But then again, his receivers. I mean, give me a fucking break. Darius Slayton, Richie James suck. And Hodgins is a decent number 3 wide receiver for your team.
So I would 100% bring it back. And I know you and I, when we were together every day, we fucking hated Eli Manning until he won a Super Bowl. We had these conversations. Get this fucking guy out of here. He sucks. He doesn't know what he's doing, right? They won a Super Bowl.
I hated Coughlin. I've always liked Eli. I was one of the Eli defenders. I haven't defended Daniel Jones this intently. I just liked Eli, just the way he talked with the whole, I'm just out here doing my best.
Is that a Bronx Johnny impression? No, but remember, the Giants went 12-4 and they won the division after they won the Super Bowl, and the Eagles destroyed them in the playoffs that year too. And Eli played like shit, right? So there were bad games, and I want to get rid of him. But if Jones can play what he showed like against the Vikings and at the end of the season, he's going to be here for 8 years at least.
Yeah, I'm not going to jump off Daniel Jones bandwagon right now after that one game because the Eagles were a better team. I mean, just simple as that. But when the Giants compared to the Vikings, the Giants won. Daniel Jones can beat the teams that he either is supposed to beat or the teams that they have a chance against. But you can't have Daniel Jones beat far superior teams with those kind of playmakers because those guys aren't playmakers. Darius Slayton and Richie James, they're nothing. They're nothing in the NFL. I'm sorry to be mean, but they are nothing. They are not big-time players in any way, shape, or form.
They need a few more pieces to move up to the level of the 49ers and the level of the Eagles, and then they could be a real threat. But they're not there yet.
How about the Bengals beating the Chiefs?
This weekend?
Sorry. Yes, Bengals play Chiefs this weekend, but the Bengals defeat the Bills in Buffalo. Damar Hamlin, the guy who suffered the cardiac arrest, was in the suite watching.
Was that a work?
But all of the emotion in Buffalo, all of the, and they had a playoff win against Miami the week before, and they go out and they get destroyed. And 27-10, that game, the Bills never had a chance. They were never in it. They did get destroyed, 27-10.
They did. And I think this actually makes Cincinnati leap the Bills as probably the top team in the AFC, right? With the Chiefs.
Yep.
Burrow's younger. They have better receivers. Diggs looked like he wanted to leave. Right after that, he had a tantrum on the sideline. So this Buffalo might have peaked, and they're going to be on the way down, I think, next year.
Wow.
Burrow's 26. He's got Jamar Chase, T. Wiggins, all those people, right? They're going to be there for a while now. And Cincinnati was a shit franchise for so long since they had Carson Palmer, right? So Cincinnati's going to be up there for the next 5 years.
Oh, no, Cincinnati's great. So let's go to the Chiefs. Do you like Cincy or the Chiefs?
I think with Mahomes, with this high ankle sprain, he's not 100%. He's not going to be able to run around the pocket like he normally does. So I don't know if we're giving picks, but I'm giving my pick. I think the Bengals will go to the Super Bowl.
We are. We're going to give picks right now. I'm going Bengals too. They beat them last year, and Mahomes was healthy. And the Bengals arguably are better. I'm sorry. Cincinnati, I think, is walking into Kansas City and winning that game. Roy Harder, who do you like? Bengals or the Chiefs for the AFC Championship?
Bengals, because Manic Monday is one of my favorite songs.
Manic Monday?
Yeah.
And so you're choosing it because of the Bengals, the band.
That's correct, David. No other reason.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Robert.
I think it's very hard to beat the Chiefs 2 years in a row in a big game like this. I think Andy Reid kind of prides himself on coaching with Bill Belichick. There are a lot of questions. Is he the best coach in the league? I think Andy Reid wants to step in there. I think whether Mahomes is hurt or ready to go, I think they have a chance. Who's their backup?
Henny.
He's kind of underachieved his whole career. This could be something to hang his hat on.
Chad Henne is not beating the Cincinnati Bengal defense. That ain't not happening. The only one who could do it is Patrick Mahomes. And as you guys point out, his mobility is going to suffer with that injury.
I was actually going to make the other point and say I think he's waiting for something to hang his hat on. He may have one good game in him and could surprise you. If you prepare super hard for Mahomes and then you come out with a completely different quarterback, they may have a shot.
Robert, that's like saying, we prepared for Michael Jordan and he got hurt. So Bobo was put into the Chicago Bulls lineup, and he surprised everyone because we were preparing for Jordan. But
Bo sure would surprise everyone. That's for darn sure. But, I mean, it happened kind of with Foles a couple years ago with Wentz. All they had was
Foles
tape all year.
Foles is decent. They had playmakers, and their defense was hot at the time. I'm just saying. 49ers defeated the Cowboys as Dak Prescott chokes again. So he's just the Cowboys have a new Romo on their hands, huh? Just another good regular season QB who everyone says, oh, this guy's going to lead us to the promised land. He's definitely going to get us there. Definitely, no question about it. And year in and year out, you get to the divisional round and you choke. So that's what we're going to do. Because that's Tony Romo. Dak Prescott is Tony Romo 2.0 then. That's what we're looking at there.
Tony Romo 2.0, and their coach is horrible. Some of the play calling.
McCarthy's the worst. It now is apparent that Aaron Rodgers and the Packers won a Super Bowl despite Mike McCarthy, not because of.
Recording
and
stop.
Had they had a different coach, maybe Rodgers has 3 rings right now rather than just the one. McCarthy don't know what he's doing at all. I agree with you on that point.
Yeah, it was horrible. And I know they lost Tony Pollard. I didn't think that was that large of an injury that they couldn't have overcome that. But again, I think this also shows that the 49ers are elite. I think the 49ers will beat the Eagles and go to the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy.
You do?
I do.
Yeah. Wow. What a story that would be. A third-string, true blue rookie quarterback who was the last guy drafted. The last guy who drafted in the NFL draft, Roy. We're talking, hundreds of players were chosen before Brock Purdy. And this guy is now the QB of the 49ers and playing incredibly.
I love that.
It's an amazing story. If this kid goes to the Super Bowl, I mean, I'll tell you, if this kid goes to the Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl, he blows the Kurt Warner story away.
Oh, yeah. They'll make a movie about this kid.
And they made one for Kurt Warner. And this story, I think, is even better.
Absolutely.
And they also have Trey Lance, who they're going to trade and get something back for him, too. They can't keep him. He's gone. He's gone.
They're set. They're set up. So who do you like then in the NFC? You said, so you like the Niners over the Eagles on the road.
I do.
Whoa. Roy Harder, 49ers or Philadelphia Eagles?
I'm going with Pitzy on this one, 49ers.
Whoa.
Yeah. You're going to be surprised, David.
I agree with you, Dave. I'm getting kind of sick of the Eagles coach. I think Doug Peterson played a huge role in that Super Bowl that people really undervalue, but it's hard to root against Jalen Hurts. The kid's just the champion. So I'm going to take the Eagles in a close game.
I think the Eagles are going to win as well. I think that I love the Brock Purdy story, but I just feel like Philly is clicking on all cylinders right now. Well, so are the Niners. I'll tell you, it's a tough game because you look at the Niners and you go, Jesus Christ. They got Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, and George Kittle all on the same team. Those are 3 superstar game breaker playmakers. If the Giants had one of them, they would instantly be, twice as good of a team instead of Richie fucking James, Darius Slayton. I like the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl again. And I think they're going to the Super Bowl. And I think they are going against the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow is going to find a way to beat Patrick Mahomes again. And
just another manic Sunday.
It will be an amazing Super Bowl. Either Burrow or Purdy will get a ring. Either way, if Burrow gets a ring, we might be saying he's the best QB in football, even over Mahomes.
Oh, wow.
That's a prediction.
Well, Robert, that would be back-to-back Super Bowl appearances by Burrow. Plus, he would have defeated Mahomes twice in the AFC Championship. And if he gets that ring, He's then tied with Mahomes with Super Bowls.
I agree with you. I was laughing at the thought that it could end up a Henny Purdy Super Bowl, and they just run the football the whole time. Nobody's willing to throw a pass.
Fucking Chad Henne is the starting QB for the goddamn Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not even watching Super Bowl this year. I'm going to fucking join Pitzy and go to BravoCon.
Here's a bit of a spaceship thought I had for you, Dave, because you talked about how the Cowboys always choke in the playoffs, right? And Brady's getting old. They don't know where he's going to go next. What if they take him, just sit him the whole regular season, and then just play him in the playoffs? He comes in completely rested. They don't have to worry about him choking.
I mean, I've never seen that before. I think it would be highly irregular. I don't know if he could get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game, but it would be highly interesting. See, I thought you were going to go with, there's a few places for Brady to go to, and I don't know. Is Stafford going to be healthy again next year? I guess you won't put Brady on the Rams. A lot of people are talking about Brady with the Raiders.
He can go to the Raiders. He can
because Derek Carr is gone.
He could pull a Brett Favre and go to the Jets, which I don't think would happen, but he would be a hero for all those people that hated him for all those years.
Jets actually would be rather interesting because their defense is definitely ready to win playoff games. And they had, when their running back returns, the Jets would be an interesting call. I don't know.
The only other place he could possibly go, they're not good, but I mean, the Redskins need a quarterback.
Let me ask you a question. How crazy would this be? What if Brock Purdy goes out there, loses to the Eagles? Brady's from Northern California. Hold on. Brady's from Northern California.
He loves to party.
He loves Joe Montana and the San Francisco 49ers. He decides to hang up his career playing for the team that he rooted for, the team that would be that close. You don't do anything with Brock Purdy. You say we're hiring Brady here for exactly a year so that he can leave the game on his own terms with a good team. You're going to watch what he does for that year. Take fucking notes diligently. Watch everything he does. And after the year, we're going to give Brady a chance to win that Super Bowl, but then you're the guy in charge. Is that crazy? Pitzy.
Not as crazy as Roy's Cowboys bench idea, but I don't see that happening either, Dave. But no. He's gonna want to. We all think it might be his last year, but I thought his last year was 5 years ago too. So he might play for another 2 to 3 years.
So did Giselle. That was the real issue.
Yeah, that's right. Woo. Because she wanted a little sucky, right? Right, Pippin? She wanted some sucky, right?
Yeah.
All right, now, Now, listen. We're going to do a couple of old school Pitzy Ron Fez videos, and then we're going to get out of here. I feel like I've been a hero today because, like I said, I was very ill. You guys, I didn't even get out of bed till 6 p.m. tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, wow. And I'm giving you everything I got, as I always do. Oh, wow. I'm sick as a dog. Oh, wow. But I'm making it happen. Robert, which ones do we got?
We've got some of you guys hypnotized together.
Okay.
We got those 3 clips of those, and then we've got one of my favorite bits. I know you picked the clips, but of spinning the hits.
Oh, let's do spinning the hits first. So this is when Ron would have us do a spin challenge, and whoever tapped out first would lose. And I always enjoyed this game very, very much. I like games, especially when I can compete in them and dominate them.
I think the one I participated in had some higher stakes than just losing.
Oh, what were the stakes? I don't remember the stakes.
I lost my job.
Jesus.
Wait.
Is that the one you have, Robert?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh, my God. This is awesome. So, wait. So, if you lost this, you had to leave the Ron Fez show.
It was me versus Earl, and the loser leaves town.
Oh, my God. A loser leaves town spinning the hits match. Robert, we need to watch this. Oh, my God. This is tremendous.
The hell of a time. Pitzy, are you ready? Yup. I'm ready, Ron.
Oh, that's me. I was the guy who would spin you. That's right. And Pitzy, you're in the chair.
One,
So it's
2, 3.
I'm going hard.
4. Legs up. 5. Legs up. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12.
Look, the chair's going away.
I also was 250 pounds.
Pitzy in trouble. But he's there
Where are
quick.
you going?
I believe you then had to cue something up on the board.
Yes.
Where is it? Fucking delete. What are we on time, Fez? We just hit the 22 seconds. Oh! Earl
Fucking
Pitzy lost to Earl in the loser leaves home, must go home.
Get them both in their chairs. Yeah, sit them down.
Wow.
We did not even get
That was a shocking turn of events, Pitzy.
Yeah. One of my low points of my life, losing anything to Earl Douglas, let alone my job.
So did you actually were you on the show after that, or did you leave after that?
That was it. That was it.
Wow.
That's how he went out, Roy. He played a game of spin the hits where I spin people in chairs and they have to get up and do something on the board. Unbelievable.
At least I was repping Giants gear.
I mean, is there anything you'd like to say to Earl? You should have challenged him to a spin the hits rematch at FezCon. That would have been fantastic.
I blocked out a lot of those memories from 15 years ago. Dave.
If there's another FezCon, we're doing a
Spinning the hits.
Pitzy versus Earl rematch for sure. Let's play one of those hypnotist episodes. So this is when we were all hypnotized, and that was always fun. Don the hypnotist did the Ron and Fez show, and I believe this first one, if this is the one you have, Robert, is the boy band. We were told by Don the hypnotist to be an Asian boy band, like a K-pop group.
Yeah.
And this is like even before K-pop became a huge thing, which is kind of weird that they went with Asian boy band. But anyway, here is the clip.
Maybe they're all hypnotized.
Ryder, I'm sorry, man.
There's no reason to do this.
Just tell her exactly what you think of her.
No,
Pitzy.
this is hold on. All right, that's the Ryder. Oh, I forgot, by the way, the Ryder was also hypnotized. Midnight Rider was hypnotized.
Yeah.
So that was when Pitzy you were breaking up. You were hypnotized that you and Shelly were going out.
Yes.
And the Ryder was trying to convince you not to do it or to do it respectfully.
Yeah, that was so I believe I was hypnotized twice. That was the first time. And then the second time is when the studio had an audience. But yeah, I remember all of these after watching them.
Well, let's see that one then. Which one do you have?
I have them all. I'm going back to the one you just queued up, though, Dave. My
all
bad.
right, yeah. Shelly and Pitzy breaking up.
So long, and I wish it didn't have to go down this way, But
They're taking him away from her. I know. They're taking him away.
You can't take away peanut butter from jelly. Don't take away penny from Shelly.
I can't stop making me laugh, Ryder. This is serious.
I am being serious, baby. Look into my soul and see that I'm serious.
I don't even know, man. I think it's just better if I leave now.
There he goes.
We're never gonna see each other again.
I think it's
There
just
he
better
goes.
if I go without even saying anything.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
mean, you're gonna go anyway, so.
Yeah, but it wasn't up to me. It was up to the other guy,
The other
He
guy.
made me go.
It was the other
That
guy.
son of a
Give me the
bitch.
other guy's name right now, and you'll see what will happen to him, Jack.
I don't even know,
No,
man.
wait a second. Just stop.
It's fucked up, man.
This
Oh,
I don't want to have it this way.
Oh, Pitzy.
We are so much like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I never met anyone like this.
I know.
Well, stick around then. Just stick around, Daddy.
Look at Fez.
I mean,
All right, pause. All right, that's good. That's good. That's tremendous. That was tremendous. So you were hypnotized to A, be thinking you were going out with Shelly, then breaking up, and then I guess it impacted the Ryder and Fez very much because we were also very upset.
Yes. You cared about our relationship a lot.
Yeah, that's an odd one. Which one do we have next, Robert?
I believe I have the right one queued up, ready to go for you, Dave.
This is the Asian boy band?
I believe so. That was towards the end of this clip, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. I think I got it.
Right now, how's everybody doing? Everybody enjoying themselves today?
Very good, thank you.
Definitely.
Excellent.
We've got a very special surprise for you on the phone right now.
Hang on, wrong one. I got it.
Okay.
I got the other one though. Don't worry.
All right. Jesus Christ. He won't let me watch that Asian boy band. Let's
Do
just
any
say,
cover
no, I'm
songs
just
you
kidding. Let's
sing
say the
in? Oh,
Asian
what
boy
songs
band
do
for
you guys
last.
cover?
Do the Big A. Big A's on the phone, and we were hypnotized to really be thrilled that Big A was on the phone. In other words, it was like basically, you know, Tom Cruise mixed with Jack Nicholson, which mixed with Eddie Vedder, the biggest human celebrity in the history of show business. Big A, Andrew Gold, on the telephone. So we were hypnotized to be his number one fans.
So pretty much Big A was on the phone.
Now it's Big A.
No
Here we go.
way, it's not Big A. You are kidding me. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, God, I hope you're not lying.
I'm shocked. How did you get him?
I have no words.
This is an exclusive interview.
You are kidding me.
We've got him on the phone.
Oh my God, this is Goldie Band. Big A. It's Big A.
Big A.
Big A. Big A. Big A.
This is so one flew over the
Big
cuckoo's
A, how you
nest.
doing, buddy?
Cruise of back.
It's amazing.
Hey, Ronnie, how you?
I can't believe it's really him. I'm going insane. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
All right, Big A.
I swear, Big A, I am your biggest fan. I am your biggest fan.
I want to hear Big A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Go ahead, Big A. What do you want to say to your fans?
I just wanted to say hi and thank him for thank him for everything they've done for me, and I'd like to thank my biggest fan, Fez.
All right, that's good job.
Thank you, Big A.
That's fantastic.
That was hysterical.
I love that one.
Dave,
Holy
do you remember that studio? Do you
That
remember
was the greatest radio studio of all time.
Do you
I mean,
remember?
people have no idea. That studio I thought was better than Howard's studio at 92.3. When the Ron and Fez show got put up to 92.3 K-Rock, and we were in the Howard Stern studio where he filmed the E! Show, and I was like, yeah, it's a nice studio up here, but the Sirius XM studio was, the XM studio on 57th Street, nothing beat that. Nothing.
No, that place
that
was
place
amazing.
was awesome.
Remember that fucking Sinatra fuck that used to eat all our food?
Jonathan Schwartz was the Sinatra host, but Buddy is who you're talking about.
That fucking
Jonathan
guy.
Schwartz was wonderful. So he was the on-air talent. Roy, I'm sure you've heard Jonathan Schwartz, right?
Absolutely, yes.
New York City legend. He was wonderful. But Buddy was this little piece of shit. He was so miserable, and he hated all of us. One time, we had these milk boxes because we used to get stuff delivered, like all the newspapers in milk boxes. So I had the Ron and Fez intern. Buddy had this little cubicle, and I said, we can't touch Buddy's shit. Let's fuck with Buddy, but we can't touch his shit and we can't touch him. So here's what we'll do. We'll get all those extraneous fucking milk boxes that no one's throwing out, and we literally built an entire fucking wall from ground to the ceiling of boxes around Buddy's desk so he couldn't get to his desk. He punches the boxes and then takes our intern, Vincent, and throws them to the ground.
Ooh, got physical.
Me and Pepper have to go to HR, and we're the ones in trouble. I go, we didn't touch Buddy. We didn't touch his desk. But his ass fucking touched one of our interns. What are you going to do about him? Oh, well, you guys should know. Shut the fuck up. We put a wall of boxes around him. We guys. It's not like we fucking lit the man on fire. Come on.
That fat fuck would always eat our food before we even touched it.
I know. He'd always be digging into our food. Any kind of cake, any the Hard Rock food that was brought out. he all of a sudden it'd be a fucking onion ring to his beard. Be like, hey,
God
buddy,
damn.
you didn't walk into the place with that onion ring on your fucking face.
Shit, man.
Where'd
I
that
used to do
come
that.
from?
I used to do that at Skinny Man all the time, David.
Piece
You
of
see
shit.
everyone's fucking lunch.
I'm fucking hot. No, but Pitzy's got me hot about Buddy, that little piece of shit.
Wait, didn't you have like 3 employees, Roy?
Yeah. I used to sneak. What's Sean having for lunch today?
Not at the
look
end.
at
He had
that.
one. He had him and
Yeah.
Sean. So
Yeah.
he was literally eating Sean O's food and pretending like, oh, someone must have left food in the refrigerator. And poor Sean O'Barry's like, it's me, you asshole. It's just the 2 of us now. All right, let's do the Asian boy band and get out of here. On a heroic Davey Mac Sports Program where I was very ill. And I feel like we were able to get the job done.
Sounds like you should have called him Bud, not Buddy, Dave.
This was Dinchon
Look at Pepper behind Pez. There's Don the Hypnotist. This is good.
Very
That's actually pretty impressive.
Classic.
Very nice.
Awesome. That is one of the best clips of all time. I don't know if you're actually technically allowed to play it anymore, but again, don't blame us. We were hypnotized, so don't get mad at us.
Well, I didn't see you
what,
in
are you
that
worried
pic,
about-
Dave. I didn't see you in
No,
that clip at all.
I was not there. I met the Midnight Rider was there standing in my. He was replacing me at that point. I wasn't there.
Just making
Correct.
sure. Yeah, you're safe.
Yeah, no. But that was still an amazing fucking episode. All those hypnotist episodes were amazing. Anyway, that'll do it. That's it. Pitzy, we're out. We're out.
Thank you for having me. Love you guys.
You're coming back on the show in a couple months, maybe.
Maybe right before WrestleMania.
Yeah. Regardless of whether you want to or not, you're going to be doing the show in a couple months. All right? All right.
Good.
Roy Hardis, fantastic. Robert, fantastic. FezCon, a major success. It was awesome. And I'm going to say, I'm going to leave it like that. Fez was the best. So was Ron. And this has been the Davey Mac Sports Program. I'm Davey Mac. Not everybody.